Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman4519. I am back with another ROM overview. This one here is Candy6 version 3.0. This is for the Nexus 6. Yes, they did stop development on it for a while, but I am happy to say that they have a new maintainer, and the maintainer's name is Raventech. Yes, he is the same one that develops or developed the kernel Blackbird, which is my go-to kernel, pretty much the one I flash on every single ROM that I run. I do also test other kernels, but as of lately, anyways, since he has included the Mako hot plug, I have no reason to run any other kernels. His kernel is super fluid. Scrolling works great on it. Um, I'm just I'm very happy with the kernel. And with that, with him building that kernel and now him maintaining Candy for the Nexus 6, he's included it in the build. So if you go to About Phone and you look at the build, as you guys can see, it's got the June 1st security patch. This is Android 6.0.1. This is an official build, by the way, as you can see down here. But when you look under kernel, you'll see it's got Blackbird kernel in it, which is awesome. I just love that. Now, I will say first thing right off, the only thing that I did to this ROM um, to alter it in any way from the way I flashed it was I added the Google keyboard. And when I say I added the Google keyboard, I mean I added the new End Preview Google keyboard. That gives you the option to uh, actually put, like I'll show you here. It gives you the option to put like a background picture in your where your where you would either color it or all that is at. But if I click on it, you'll notice I have a background that I chose and put behind my keyboard. I like it. If you go to it's just a nice keyboard. So that's the keyboard that I'm actually using. I The keyboard that comes with it, I couldn't swipe. And he said, or Raventech said he was going to work on that, get that functioning for the next build. The only other thing that I did was I got a system app remover, and I removed the installed kernel auditor that comes with it, and I installed the latest um, kernel auditor mod from XDA. It allows me to do a little bit more with the kernel as far as Mako setups and some other things. So that was the only two things I did. You guys don't have to do that. What comes with the ROM is perfectly fine. We're going to go right into Candy interface here, animations. We have the quite a few animations for this. If you guys are into that, these are what he has for this. And of course, any of you guys that know me, you know that the only animations I like are the scrolling modifier, and there are I think one or two ROMs out there that have it included. So I don't expect it. Next up would be your app circle bar. You guys can pick and choose what you want to throw in that. It does work, by the way. It actually works very well. Um, Next up would be your buttons. Under buttons, the only thing we have right now are going to be the volume rocker. You have that if you want to set it up for music, stuff like that. Then up is going to be display. And you have your adaptive brightness. What's really cool about this is going to be the theme, of course. Right now I have it set to automatic, only because I run CMTE themes on this, and I don't want the the built-in theme conflicting with the theme that I flash. So I just go automatic, and it will change according to what is needed. But I will say that if you guys just go with the dark on that, um, that dark is not just dark; it's black, which is what I love, especially for this device being an AMOLED screen. Black is what saves battery. Whenever you have a black backlight or a black screen and you have your brightness level set down to about 25-30%, you are really going to save a lot on your battery life. I will say though that the standard settings are more of a gray, but whenever you click into anything in your settings, it goes just black. So it's really nice. It's like, and then the offset is like a dark teal green, so it's pretty cool looking. Then you have your wallpaper chooser, of course. Sleep time, you guys can set that all up how you guys want. Your daydream expanded, expanded desktop, all that is here. LCD density, you guys can change that. I like it right where it's at. This is exactly where I keep it. Um, yes, I know. I think it's right around 460, 480 right now. I really didn't look. It's perfect the way it is, so I'm just going to leave it there. Of course, you have your ambient display and your advanced Daze options if you guys want to see those. There they are. Then we have your your screen wake gestures. You guys can set that up however you like to. And then of course we have the screenshot. Um, Now I have this set up where, which is another cool feature about this ROM, where I have it set up whenever you take a screenshot that, well, I'll show you. I have the three-fingered. I'll show you later. But you see how it says crop behavior down there? If you click that on, what happens is whenever you take a screenshot, right after you take the screenshot, it's going to give you option to do something, and I'll show you that here when we get to that. So um, that's going to be next up. Gestures, you're going to have your double tap to sleep. You can choose the nav bar to double tap, or the status bar, or both of them, or none of them. I actually have picked none of them. Then of course you have the three finger gesture swipe, which means if you put three fingers on your phone and you swipe down like this, you're going to get a screenshot. Now, since I have that enabled, that screenshot's going to come up right away. See, and it gives you options to do stuff with it. I'm not going to do anything with it, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go ahead and click save. It's going to save that into my gallery, and I can do whatever I want with it later. So we're going to go back. Let's see, screen lock, or your lock screen. These are the settings they have for the lock screen. Your ambient display notification inversion, lock screen, clock font. I have mine set to normal, only because of the fonts I'm using. If I go any larger than normal, if I choose anything other than normal, it tends to want to crop off or cut off some of it, so that's why I go with that. You guys can pick whatever you want, of course. And then, of course, if you go with the ambient display, you guys can choose to set up how many you want actually showing with your max lock screen notifications. That's fine there. Then, of course, I like this next feature. It was just added a couple months ago. That would be your charging current, which shows your current actually charging on your lock screen. I'll see if it works. Actually, right now I am charging, and as you can see at the bottom there, it says charging 45 minutes until full, and I am charging at 1500 milliamps, and I'm actually using my portable charger, which is awesome, by the way. Um, then of course you have your music visualizer, your lock screen weather. You guys can set all that up down there. Let's see, battery bar. Again, I love the battery bar. It's one of those things that I just have to have. And if it's not included in the ROM, there is an app in the Play Store that you guys can get, which is cool. But I just like it when it's baked in. It just seems to work great. Navigation. You do have your Candy Pie control or your nav bar. If you go to the Candy Pie control, I do have it on. I'm not sure if it's going to. There it is. And it does work very well. And then, of course, you have your nav bar settings. I do have my nav bar enabled. You guys can disable if you want and just use Pi. I know a lot of people that do. I like the nav bar, so that's what I'm using. It does come with Fling and Smart Bar settings, so just so you guys know, there they are. And it also has Pulse. I actually use Pulse quite a bit. I like that feature. Notification panel and quick settings. This is going to get us where you can pick and choose or turn off your expanded, force expanded notifications. You do have your quick settings panel, your quick pull down. I do have it set for the right, and of course our tiles. You can pick and choose from your tiles here. These are what I have enabled right now. And this is what I did not put on. So I pretty much got almost all of them on. It's very simple. You just say, yep, add it, and that's how easy it is to put it on. Then you have your enlarge first row, vibrate on touch. You can pick how many tiles you want showing on the first row. All that, it's all here. Let's see, and it's got time contextual header. Now, one thing that I'd love to see, hopefully in the future, in some future builds, it would be the inclusion of the header bar, where you can change that in the CMTE theme engine, like Dirty Unicorn or some of the others. And if they don't, that's fine. Guys, you have to remember, custom ROMs are just that, and they're all different for a reason. Um, if they were all the same, then why would you flash different ROMs? I've seen so many times in threads where people are requesting this and requesting that, and you know, if that's what you want, then why not just run the ROM that's got all those features that you want in it? But that's just me ranting again, so I'll move on. Next up would be your sound and notifications. You do have your heads up. I am running heads up right now, but if you want to see, I'll show you. Those are your settings for that. By the way, I am running a new theme. I'm trying it out. So far, I'm liking it quite a bit. I will put the link in the description for this theme. Then, of course, we have your sound panel, volume steps, your do not disturb. You got your ringtone, all that. You guys can set up however you want. Here are your other sounds. Cast settings are there. Notification lights. You guys, that's where you're going to go to set them up. And for those of you that are new to custom ROMs and Nexus 6, the blinking does not work, guys. It's just, that's inherent to the Nexus 6. So but the lights do work. They do come on, and the colors are working just fine. Then under advanced, you have your notification access, and of course your do not disturb access. That's going to bring us up to the power menu. Um, all I can say is kudos to the development team on this. You guys know me. I love my power menu. I use it as much as I use my quick settings panel. This is where it's just so easy to hit that power button to do these little shortcuts here. So I love it. Recent settings. They do have the memory bar in here. Thank you very much. I do use that. You guys can also enable the search bar, which I think is enabled by default, or run both of them if you want. Clear all button. These are the locations they give you. They give you the 6 locations as opposed to 3. Clear all tasks. You have your full screen recents, which I use. I love that. And then your multi-window settings are going to be right here as opposed to the developer options. Then, of course, you can use Slim Recents if you want. These are the Slim Recents panel settings if you guys want to see that. I am running standard recents, which would be the standard Rolodex type marshmallow that we're all accustomed to. But if you would want to use, if you want to see what these are like, these are more like the Kit Kat, where if you go to your recents, you get this little sidebar over here, as opposed to the Rolodex. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. They also do include the Omni switch for this, so if you guys like to use the Omni switch, it is there. And last but not least is going to be our status bar. You do have your battery settings, and as you guys can see, I have mine turned off right now because I am running the 3-minute mod, and it works right out of the gate, guys. This is another one of those ROMs like Dirty Unicorn or AOSPB, Nexus 6 or the Pure Nexus project. This ROM works right out of the gate with the 3-minute mod. If you have purchased the 3-minute battery settings from the Playstore, All you have to do is download it or install it from the Play Store. As soon as it installs, it's going to throw up your very last battery that you had on. So it's working perfectly. Then of course you have your brightness control, carrier label, clock and date. This is going to be where you can set up your clock and date settings. And thank you, man. They even allow us to color that. Again, you guys know me. I like to be able to color my status bar. There's nothing I hate worse than white in my status bar. I think uh, the TVO team said it best. Let's kill all white or something. They got their little saying, anyways. Um, Here's where you go to pick and choose your status bar icons, what you want showing and what you don't want showing. That would be right here. And then you can show your super suit indicator if you want. I prefer not to. And then you do have your traffic indicator, and yes, they let you color it too. That is pretty much it for the Candy interface. Um, there's not a lot of other stuff going on. What is cool about this is the included kernel, and this is the theme I'm running. The theme does not like some of these apps, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the supplied theme. I'm going to go to the system default and just change everything. Alright, and I'm going to go home. And I want to clear all this because if I don't, you'll have conflicts with running apps if you don't clear that. I just do that. It's best to actually do a soft reboot just to set everything perfectly. But this way I can show you guys what that dark theme looks like. Now, if you go to Candy interface and you go to display, go to themes, I am going to go show you guys the dark theme. See? Now it's going to do a system UI reset, and this is now we are running the dark UI. Alright, now like I said, remember settings are like a gray colored, but whenever you click on something out of settings, it's just black. It's really cool. I like the way it's done. Let's see if it allows me to go to kernel auditor from here. Oh, you know why it's not working? I uninstalled kernel auditor and installed the one from XDA because I can get better control. But I really want to show you guys this kernel. As you guys can see, I'm only running 2 cores, which is really weird because I cleared out everything. That's why. Because I am recording right now, it's not demanding a lot. But that's what saves batteries, that Mako hot plug that I have enabled on here. And I just love the Mako hot plug. But as you guys can see, there are my settings, my high, my low, my sleep settings, or when the screen is off. I am running Nightmare Kernel. I'll go quickly, let you guys see. My voltage, I have set exactly to stock. I haven't done anything else to it. If anything, I might try to undervolt it slightly, -5, -10. Go 5 at a time if you're going to do it. I usually go globally. It's just easier that way for me, and then that way I don't have to forget what I'm doing. But I wouldn't even mess with it if I were you, unless you really know what you're doing, of course. Then, of course, you have your CPU hot plugs. These are the hot plugs that come with it. It comes with State Helper enabled by default. I enabled the Mako hot plug, and these are my hot plug settings. Under the CPU frequency unplug limit, I go 2496 megahertz. That means when the demand hits at 2496 megahertz, 2496, it is going to enable those other 2 cores. So I'm going to run 2 cores until the demand reaches that point, which means especially if I hit a game or something, it's going to probably jump up to that level, and then it's going to throw those other 2 cores online, and we're good to go. As you can see, my high load counter I have set at 3. The load threshold 90%. Your max load counter is going to be at 50. This is what I'm running. Your minimum time CPU online is 1, and timer is at 1. Now, you guys can play with this a little bit. These settings work for me on my device. That doesn't mean that they are going to work for you on your device. But they are working, and they are working very well on my device. And this is a good place for you guys. Oops, for you guys to start at. I also have my GPU settings at 600. But you can, with the Nightmare kernel, you can go or the Nightmare Governor, you can go all the way up to 800 if you want. For those of you that want that extra performance, I'm looking more on the battery and scrolling for me. And it's all working great with this setting. My screen settings. This is the only reason why I uninstalled the kernel that comes with it and installed the kernel auditor. This is the reason I uninstalled the supplied kernel auditor and then installed this one from XDA. This gives me this right here, and it's so great. It has custom settings already set, predetermined, and you pick and choose what you want. Right now I'm running the deep black colorful. That's the one I like. It is the Volmer. No, I'm running deep rich. If I go to the deep black colorful, that's another one I like, and we're just going to keep it there. Pretty much. Oh, here's the last thing I wanted to show you. It comes with the USB fast charge by default in his kernel, so it's all there. I don't know what else you guys would want from this ROM. It's just that outstanding. Last but not least, I'm going to show you guys the theme I was running. We're going to go into themes. This theme is called Daze. It's an outstanding theme. I'm just going to go ahead and go with that. We'll just go with all of it. I don't know what the boot animation looks like. Sorry guys about this video being so long, but it's been a while since Candy has been out, and I wanted to give this a full review and let you guys see it. So this is the boot animation. Kind of boring. Yeah, we're not going to go with that. Let's go with I like this boot animation. This one's pretty cool. Shadows boot animation. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. So we're going to pick boot animation, apply, and that's it. Well, guys, this is CandySiX for the Nexus 6. This is version 3.0. It is built by Raventech. I highly suggest you guys give it a try. I am Glockman4519 or Dave Hayes. And I just want to thank all of my subscribers. And if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.